Good morning to you, good morning. It's Saturday, I think that's the 15th of June 2019, not 2013. Brought you up this road yesterday, but today we're going a little bit further. I do get myself in difficulties with pronouncing the names of towns here, so I'm going to say I'm going to Orbigny. Later today I will see one of my neighbours and I'll say, "Bonjour Eric, comment ça va?" And he'll ask me what I've been up to, and I'll say, "I went to Orbigny today," and he'll say, "Where?" And then he'll tell me how to say it properly. Advertised, where did I find this? Oh, I found it on an internet site about brocante and sales and such likes. Apparently it's an event being organised by les pompiers, the firemen. Pompiers here, yes, yeah, they're firemen, but they do a lot more besides fire. You know, they're a sort of rescue and help service. So we'll drive. Apparently it's going to take me 38 minutes to get there. We'll drive up this road and see what the day brings. Okay, well, this road is it's sort of the ring road, really. We're going round the backside of Châtillon-sur-Indre. I thought I'd just show you this bit because I think this is lovely. And oh, I can't show you really. On my right is a lovely mimosa tree, which you know, we're learning about mimosa trees, aren't we? Right, that's it. We've left Châtillon. My magical machine tells me that I've now got to drive 20 kilometres up this road, so we'll just get on with that. Just thought I'd let the camera run a bit. I'm stuck in traffic now. Yeah, I'm behind a particularly old Peugeot J9 van. These are collectibles, but a lot of people don't know that, they just drive them. But what I particularly thought you'd like is this wonderful, now you think that's a church, but of course it's actually a French space research station. They house rockets in there for lunar exploration. It's a pretty little town. I've been through here quite a few times, and I keep meaning to stop.
300 meters, slide left onto Rue Rabelais, D81.
Oh, I've got to take a turning. My navigator says take a left.
Take a slight left onto Rue Rabelais, D81.
Now, as I make this left, what you will see at the crossroads is a crucifix.
Continue on D81 for 10 kilometers.
We've got to do another 10 kilometres. A Calvary. In French, a calvaire. You see them all over rural France. Sometimes it's a full-blown crucifix with the body of Christ on it. Sometimes it's a simple small cross. But they are literally all over the place. So sometimes when you ask directions, you will get people say, ah yes, you know, go up that road and turn left at the Calvaire. I like to see them, and they are useful landmarks. This is the event that I was coming to. I've brought you to these events before. A brocante, where people bring out all of the glorious stuff from their lofts and their garages, and they lay it all out on sheets, and we all go and turn it over, and we have silly arguments about how much things are worth. Great fun. Sometimes you find some really good things, and then again sometimes you don't. So there we are. That's the event that we've come to. Some of you are going to be all excitable about old tools. I like old tools, but you know, you only need so many of them, don't you? Old candlesticks, perhaps. Well, I'm going to have a little wander about and see what treasures we can find. And sometimes at these events you end up buying things. This is an interesting purchase. If we take the top off, what I particularly wanted in this box was some fuse wire. Fusible plomb. As you know, I've got some interesting electrics, and having some fuse wire is not a bad thing. But also in this box is some strange things. And I'm not going to dive my hand in too thoroughly, because there's a lot of loose powder in the bottom. It is gold powder. I've just bought a box of gold. It's the powder that you would mix with paint if you were gilding something. And I've got a bad feeling that I'm going to end up with it all over my hands. But when did you last buy a box of gold? I just think that's comical. And while we're here, I thought I ought to just take a little look around this town. It's slightly off the road that I use a lot, so I don't know that I'll be coming here very often. The town hall, the little, I'll say a supermarket, a small shop, that's all good. Goodness. Oh, it's 9:30. Now, we all know about the First World War. Do we all know about it? There was a war between 1914. Most people say 1918, but of course the peace was only signed in 1919. But then there was that other horrible war. We see names of the FFI, the French Forces of the Interior. This rather fine sculpture of a First World War French soldier. I think it's fair to say that this is not a great tourist destination. It's one of many, many small, very delightful French towns. They do like to commemorate people. Let's just see what this road sign tells us. It tells us that it's the Rue Henri Bonning. And it tells us he was the mayor from 1944 to 1971. So they named a road after him. Charming, lovely. That house looks like it hasn't housed people for a while, but just look at those shutters. That could cause me a lot of trouble later. Because there are people that told me that I need to make shutters with piercings in them, and I said no, I said it's too difficult, it can't be done. But just look at those. They've seen better days, haven't they? It's a very neat, very, very neat. That puts mine to shame, doesn't it? Neat little potager, kitchen garden. Oh, well, that is a leak and a half, isn't it? What I was walking up this way for, I think there's a bridge, and I think therefore there's probably also a river. L'Olivet. It's an interesting colour, but I guess that's because of the stone that we've got underneath. And the rain we've had. The shelter that you see there, you might think that's a nice shelter, nice place to sit and watch the world go by, but of course it's un lavoir. It's the place that the I'll say the women of the town would have come in the past and sat and washed all their washing in the river, un lavoir. I often think that they're a very democratising sort of thing, because all of the women of the town would have used it, and no doubt while they were using it they would have been gossiping about their husbands and laughing as they scrub his clothes. Isn't it lovely the way they keep it nice and tidy and pretty? Flowers. Earlier on I pointed out un calvaire, a cross with the body of Christ on. Some places they just have a simple cross. That's just to tell you where you could be going to. But what we're going to do, we're going to walk back into the centre of the town, and then we will go back to the field where the brocante is, because they were setting up for some exhibition stuff, which I think should be interesting.